terms of the impact on the budget. The golf course is certainly one. Healthcare and benefits cost is another. Salaries and overtime, legal cost, the rate reduction in natural gas, and as I mentioned, there are others. And we can argue about what these are going to look like at the end of the year, and some of these may get smaller, some of them may get bigger, but these are generally some of the areas that we're suffering in. A lot of these are, I don't want to say totally beyond our control, but they certainly would have been very difficult to anticipate. Certainly we did not anticipate these things when we created the budget. We didn't anticipate that we would get an on-plan charge from Blue Cross Blue Shield for $400,000 for health care for prior year expenses. Nobody anticipated that, or we would have put it in the budget, and so forth and so on. So this isn't a list of who do you blame, or you know, how do you go complain to somebody. This is a list of facts of where we're short. So given the facts, what do you want to do about it? Well, one thing you can say to yourself is, why not just wait for things to get better? And you know, that might work. But wait a minute, let's check with Mobile and see how that strategy is working out for them. I don't think you can afford to take a position that it probably will get better and it probably will work out. I don't think that's the right approach, and I think had Mobile been more honest with themselves and done some of the politically tough things to do 18 months ago, 24 months ago, 12 months ago, whatever, then they wouldn't be in a position where they are right now, where things just didn't quite work out. And now if they don't make radical and, in my opinion, pretty stupid decisions to slash their workforce and slash their pay, by May the 5th, they're not going to meet payroll. I don't think we want to be there. We're smarter than that. So let's look at the second bullet point on here, and this is a challenge to the council, frankly. In my opinion, the best definition of lack of fiscal responsibility is doing the same things over and over again and expecting different results. Maybe that's the old definition of insanity, but what I'm here to tell you is that you can't keep doing business as usual and hope for the best and maybe it will change. It might. And you know, I might go home tonight and find out I bought the winning ticket on the Florida lottery, but I don't make my financial plans assuming that I will. Okay? Not that I would ever go out of state to buy a lottery ticket and carry it back to me. I just want to be clear on that. No, I wouldn't do that either. So what you get to, and you have to view this as, again, sort of a nonpartisan thing. This is not a list of witch hunting or a list of who's to blame or anything else. What you have to say to yourself is, all right, regardless of how I got there, if I have concerns about whether I'm going to attain my goals, what am I going to do about it? Well, what you're going to do about it is you're going to sit there and think about it, and you're going to write down all the ideas that pop into your head on how you might do things differently. And you write down as many as you can. A lot of places they call that brainstorming. You sit around with a bunch of people and everybody writes down a list. And for those of you who have gone through that in a formal process, you know that it's really important when you're brainstorming not to shout out when you hear an idea you don't like, hey, that's a dumb idea, because that kills the whole process. The point is to write down all the ideas you can think of, and hopefully people add to the list. And then you have somebody who knows how to do it evaluate the items on the list, and out of the 15 or 20 or 30 items on the list, you find out that 10 or 15 really do have some merit. And then you push ahead and you implement it. But you set your goals high, so if you fall even a little short, you've still made what your true goal is. But the key to it is right down there at the bottom. The time to start evaluating is right now. Well, for those of you who went to the Financial Advisory Committee meeting earlier today, I told you that we started putting a list together of opportunities for improvement. And this is the same list that you saw earlier. This isn't a list that says you need to do this and this and this. This is a list that says these are areas where it's obvious by looking at the P&L that you need to investigate. And people need to gather facts, and they need to bring them forward and do the analysis, and it's not the Financial Advisory Committee. I mean, we're not the ones who are the fact gatherers, and most of these things are beyond our capability to analyze. But this is the list. I'm not going to read off the items. You can read as well as I can. And for those of you in the audience that I don't have a copy of this for, if you want to leave me your email address, I'll send you a copy of this. But these are all ideas that we asked the city administrator, and I hope council at the end of this meeting will make that formal request to bring us information so that these can be evaluated. So really, the final request in my presentation is that City Council resolve to have staff provide information necessary to evaluate all these opportunities for improvement and hopefully a bunch more. And I think it's up to City Council to set the date for when they want the information and set the date and the manner in which they want to review it. And the only comment I have to add is that time is of the essence. Thank you very much.